Good morning, girls.
Hey, guys.
Morning.
Can you hear me, Odie?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
Where are you at today? That doesn't look
I'm
like
at
a
my
bus.
friend's house, Shelly Neasley. She's the first diamond in Pennsylvania.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She's a homeschool mom of 5, about to have her 6th, like any week, so she won't go to convention.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
I can barely handle one.
Do you see this room? This is her homeschool room.
I know. That's what I was saying. I'm like, that doesn't look like your bus unless you really put some work in.
Nope, this is her room. Isn't it beautiful? Like, she had a professional decorator come in, so it's like all built-ins and...
That's awesome.
Yeah, our kids just killed a squirrel. Yeah. So the boys came back holding a squirrel by the tail, and they've skinned it. And now they're like, they put salt on it. So now they're learning how to preserve. So this is how we homeschool, you know?
Right, with the horse carriage, right?
Yes. So the buggies are everywhere. And they speak Dutch.
Huh. Where is that at in Pennsylvania?
It's called Paradise. It's right outside of Lancaster.
Sounds like paradise.
So funny. We're loving it. So today we're going to go to all the Amish stores, and you know, like the neighbor right here, the kids are at their house doing like pony rides because they're Amish. They don't say no. They just like are super nice. So they
I don't think I've ever met anyone Amish yet.
yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's awesome, though. I bet the kids are loving it.
They are loving it. Okay, so she's going to hop in here, too, and say hi and give some tips.
Okay. 10:01, so we'll give it a few more minutes for people to jump on.
Okay. I was going to tell my Hawaii girls to get on, but it's only 4 a.m. there, so I don't think they're going to.
No big deal. They can do it.
This time zone is killing me. I'm doing like team calls at 11 and 12.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
People are still jumping on, so. So exciting to have you on here. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I think a couple weeks ago, Chris McCall just jumped on.
Oh, he's awesome. I haven't had Slim this morning either, so I might not be.
That's what I just went dead. I was like, all right, before I get started,
I know. And you're
Not
having
Dawn.
don't see me disappear for a minute.
Hey, Dawn, what are you doing? You have a Christmas tree up?
I do. Yeah, I do. Do you want to know why?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'm going to tell you, I'll just do this quick little story. So December of 2014 was like the worst December ever. It's when I had surgery. I had just had gotten through cancer treatments, and they died. Like, I thought I was going to die. And like, this is just my story. So December of 2014, I wasn't sure if I was going to live. And so then in December 2015, I decided, I was like, you know what? We're cancer free. We're loving it. We're going to have an awesome Christmas. We are just going to blow December out of the water in December of 2015. So I found this pink Christmas tree and I put it up, and I decided to kind of decorate it, make it fun and inspirational. And I just fell in love with it so much that I thought, you know what, that's going to be my Plexus pink tree. So I leave it in here to remember me, to remember, like, you know, how a year can make a huge difference.
Yes.
And so now I put anything like that I get, you know, from Plexus, name tags or thank you notes or anything fun, all my stuff from corporate for going Emerald and stuff goes on my tree. So it's just a good reminder. Anyway,
That's awesome.
so that's my quick Christmas tree story.
I love those trees. I used to have grapevine trees in our house. You know, those really pretty grapevine trees that they have in, like, I don't know, what's that called? What kind of decorating is that? that vintage look. I don't know. I really liked it. And so I'd have the kids put little notes on it and stuff. So this is Shelly, guys. She's a first diamond in Pennsylvania.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Happy birthday.
Thank you so much for being on the call this morning.
Oh, no problem. This is like surprise and fun, and I didn't even know about this group. So
Yeah, we kind of just randomly, a couple of us ladies got together. I actually started the Emerald Rockstar page, which is totally out of my comfort zone, but somebody had posted in the Gems page that they wanted to partner up with someone. So a whole bunch of people commented on it, and she had already found her little partner. So I was like, hey, why don't I just start this group and all of us can kind of just support each other. So that's kind of how the Emerald Rockstar page got started. And then Dawn kind of was like, why don't we start doing Zoom calls? So our Zoom calls every Friday started with 6 or 8 of us to anywhere to I think one morning we had 35, 36.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we'll go. Dawn, you want to go ahead and get started?
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing because I know there's 27. That's crazy. There's 27 people, and like she was just saying, this idea started out completely organic. It was like a group of us that were senior rubies got together and we're like, you know what? Let's just get together and brainstorm and share ideas and just really support each other, sidelines. And so, like she said, it was very organic. We started, it kind of grew. We put it out there. And here's what's really awesome, you guys, because a lot of the people that, of course, were senior rubies when we started this in August, September, have now gone on to be emeralds and even sapphires, and people's businesses are rolling. But we've continued to do it. And what's really cool is, it's because it's organic, it's remained that way. So, nobody feels the pressure to be in charge of it. So, it's not my thing, and it's not Odie's thing, and it's not Rachel's thing. But what we do is everybody just knows Friday morning, 10 o'clock, it's a standing appointment. Who's ever available, honestly, we'll just log into their Zoom account and do it and advertise it. And so out of all the people that are here, if you ever get to a Thursday night or a Friday morning and nobody's stepped up to the plate to run this, just do it, because that's what we do. Like Sabrina, last week did that.
The past 2 Fridays she's taken over since some of us have had doctor's appointments.
And so we just love it, because then we've got a lot going on between families and running our own teams. And so having a pressure, you never want to feel pressured to do something. And this is just a beautiful, wonderful, organic thing where nobody feels the pressure. If you're available at 10 o'clock and you can get on, just lead it, just go for it. So anyway, I just wanted to say that. So thank you everybody that has stepped up, because this has continued to be, I know, a huge blessing for me and my business, and I'm sure many of you guys. And so how cool is it that we now have a really cool guest speaker, Miss Amy, who I got to meet the first time a couple weeks ago in Richmond. So that was cool.
I know. I loved meeting you. I see a lot of familiar faces on here, like Aubrey, Christine. Ginger, I saw her. I did a thing with her in South Carolina. Odie, from my hometown, pretty much in Florida. So it's pretty cool. I'm excited to be on here. So do you want me to get started?
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I need to record. Recording the whole time. I didn't even realize it. It's recording.
Okay. So as y'all know, I'm a Sapphire ambassador with Plexus. 99% sure I'm going diamond this month. So y'all pray hard for me. My husband will hit Sapphire this month. So that's exciting. And we implemented a few tips into our business 4 months ago that has really transformed our business. So I'm going to tell y'all those tips. Some of y'all have seen some of them. I know Odie's posted our 4-week training. And basically that training was just from Sonia Dudley, Tracy and Stacy Dickerson, and it was the training that got me started with Plexus. And at the time it was 6 weeks long. I condensed it to 4 weeks. And basically what we do is, it's not our training that's successful. It's any training that you choose to do consistently. Okay, that's the key. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. As a senior Ruby, senior gold, I was constantly jumping from training to training, thing to thing every month. My team had no clue what I was doing. 1 month I'd do a 4-week training. The next month I would do, who knows, I would do another training from somebody else. Every time I heard of a training, that's what I would do. I always switched it up. I never did anything consistently. I started watching this thing called MLM Nation, which is really, really good. If y'all get on there, it's a podcast. It's called MLM Nation. Amazing. And what I will tell you is the main thing people say is just be consistent. Don't make it hard. If you're working this business constantly, working with your team, training your team, that is not going to make you successful. What makes you successful is going back to the basics. If you get stuck in managing your team, you are not going to grow. Okay, I sat at Senior Ruby. I hit Senior Ruby at convention last year, and I sat at Senior Ruby till December of that year. I'm not saying that's a long time, but I feel like the reason I sat there for 5 or 6 months is because I started managing. I was not working my business the way I should. I was not personally signing people the way I should. I was too busy trying to make the best of the best. Most of y'all saw Molly Orr's 15 days, I think, or 20 days. You know, every day you do something. So I did that too. I did 10 days shooting for silver. And I did 10 days. I'd put newbies in day 1. And I thought, you know, well, it's only 10.
Hang on. Sorry. Wait. Sorry. I muted you. Hold on.
I can unmute myself.
Sorry.
Did you unmute me?
You're good. I unmuted you. Sorry. We were getting background. Sorry about that.
Okay, so basically I just kept trying to reinvent the wheel. And if I could tell y'all to do anything, I call it Plexus for Dummies. Go back to that. I mean, look at Barnes & Nobles. They have all those books, Computer Science for Dummies, PowerPoint for Dummies. Okay, so bring it back down to the basics. When somebody signs up, they do not want to be bombarded with 4 or 5 groups. They don't want to be bombarded with all of this stuff. Think about when you signed up. Did you want all of that when you signed up, or would you have rather had somebody hold your hand and walk you through step by step? So when we get a newbie, the first thing we do is we tell them to post on Facebook. I'm sure y'all do this too. It's not a new concept. But most people will say, I don't want to until I have a testimony, right? What we tell them is, oh, girl, don't worry about it. We're going to send you exactly what we want you to post. Post it, super easy, and we're going to take over for you. So what I tell them to post, I send them the 2 lines. So excited to start this Plexus business that my friend Amy told me about. It's an all-natural supplement that gave her better energy, better sleep, better gut health, or digestive, whatever you want to say, keep it compliant. Who wants to try this with me? And we tell every newbie to write that and take a selfie. Remember, they don't have product, so they can't even take a picture with their product yet. So you're telling them, post this and a picture of yourself on Facebook. As soon as you post that, when somebody writes, what is Plexus? You're not going to freak out, have heart palpitations, and your face turn red like we all did. You're going to just start a 3-way conversation with me, you, and them. It's going to say, hey, Amanda, I don't know anything about Plexus. I'm just getting started. So I started this 3-way conversation with Amy because her testimony is awesome, and I really want you to hear it. And then I take over the conversation. And that is what you are going to train every single one of your leaders to do. So your leaders will be doing this. Your leaders will be sending this to that sentence I just told you about to their newbie, and then they're going to take over the conversation so that new person doesn't have to say, oh my goodness, what is Plexus? Because people that are starting this are not sold out to this business. They don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what blood sugar is really, like how that relates to your body. Most people don't. When I first started, I was like, people are going to ask me what is Plexus, and I'm going to have no clue what to say. And so I would write like a whole entire paragraph, you know, or send them the whole product ingredient list. You don't want to do that. So you want to make this so simple that the newbies are like, easy. You know, this is easy. I'm copying and pasting, and Amy's going to do all the conversation for me. It's going to be more work, but if you want to be successful and you want to duplicate yourself, then that's what you have to do. So if you show them how to answer those people that ask, what is Plexus? How much does it cost? Well, I read bad reviews on it. If you take those conversations over for them, the pressure and the stress leaves them, and they think, maybe I can do this business. So that's what we do. Every single person, same 2 lines, we take over the conversation. Then we tell them, okay, yes, Dawn, you're muted.
I know. Can you just repeat the line that you send, that little, I'm so excited to start this Plexus business that Amy told me about. What was the next line that you said?
It's all natural supplements.
Okay.
That improved her health, you know, gave her more energy, made her a better mom, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
And then you say, who wants to do this with me?
Okay. Thank you.
And the reason you're saying this is because think about when you started a diet or you started working out at the gym. You called your closest friends and said, hey, I need a workout partner. Hey, I want to do this juice cleanse. I can't do it by myself. It's going to kill me. You know, you call your friends and you get them on board with you. So people will write that because you're not saying you have a great testimony and you're not asking them to promote Plexus. You're just asking them to write that. So that blocks that objection. And you sort of talk over people. So this is how I just keep talking over them. So I say to them, I don't give them time to think really, because I don't want them thinking, because then those negative thoughts get in their head. So then I say, okay, so does Monday at 6 for you to find 3 people to get on a Zoom with me? And they're going to say a Zoom. And I'll say, yeah, a video conference, super chill, laid back. I'm just going to talk to them. I'm going to explain 4 of the main products with Plexus. And then I'm going to get you your products for free. Because the reason I'm saying that is because most people don't want to promote Plexus right away. But if you tell them, no, listen, this is super easy. You know how you're trying it? You have 3 friends that want to try it too. Just get them on a Zoom. I'll talk to them and we'll get you your products for free. Does Monday at 6 work for you? So you end with that question. Does Monday at 6 work for you? And they're going to say, oh, no, probably not. I don't know. My husband gets off work late, because they're going to think of an excuse, right? So you're going to say, okay, well, what about Tuesday at 4? I know the kids are home by then. Does that work for you? And so you're just, you know, keeping a dialogue like this is normal. This is what everybody does. When you sign up with Plexus, it's normal. It's normal to post on Facebook right away. It's normal to get people on a Zoom. If you act hesitant at all or nervous, they're going to sense that and they're not going to do it. So just say confidently, okay, Monday at 6, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Does your mom have any issues? Does your best friend or your cousins? You know, and that's what you're saying. You just keep talking and putting little sentences out there where it's getting in their head thinking, oh yeah, my high school friend could use this, my sister, my cousin. And so you just keep talking. And you keep ending. Does Monday at 6 work for you? Okay, what about Tuesday? Oh, I'm so excited you're going to get your products for free. You know, 3 people. I mean, I didn't want this business either. You couldn't have paid me to want this business. I took the product 7 months, but I don't want that to happen to you because look how much money I'm making now. You know, you can get your products paid for. It's going to happen organically, very easy because Plexus is amazing. And you just keep talking. Do y'all hear how I just keep talking to them? And I'm sort of like convincing them the whole time. So if you're not good at that, the best book is How to Win Friends and Influence People. I mean, really, the best book in talking people into what you want them to do is that book. So read that. Next, after they get their Zoom, some of y'all asked a question about something about the Zooms being successful or how you get people to finish, like how to get the deal sealed, right? Is that what y'all were asking? So I basically have my computer and I basically am signing people up. I've never not had anybody sign up off of a Zoom. So 3 people is ideal because 3 people, I can't get to know all of you on here right now because it's too many of you. Do you see what I'm saying? Like I can't ask you your health concerns. I can't get to know you. But if 3 people are on, I can bond with you. You have 20 minutes to make that person your friend and want to be your friend on Facebook. So how do you do that? When you're at the beach talking to people, you talk about your kids, you talk about their life. You are asking them questions to get a bond with them. Hey, so I was the mom that crawled to the coffee pot. Can any of you girls relate? Yeah, I know, right? Like kids, they drive you crazy sometimes. So you live off of coffee. Well, now I drink my Slim and I have natural energy all day. I don't daily nap. Did y'all nap? You know, like, and you're asking them questions the whole time. You go into the Fab 4 only and you talk very simply. This is Plexus Slim. It balances your blood sugar. You won't have that crash every day. Do y'all reach for chocolate at 3 o'clock? Well, that's going to be gone. Do you have to have that coffee or that energy drink or that soda? Gone. Because it's so simple. It just balances your blood sugar. Did you know that insulin's the dominant hormone in your body? So it basically tells all your other hormones what to do. So if you're that crazy mom, if you have freak out moments or you're that crazy wife and your husband doesn't come home because he's ready to go hang with his buddies, then you need this. And so you're trying to relate and you're watching their expressions to see who's relating to you. And then you stick with that point. You can also learn a little bit about the people before they get on the Zoom. So if they're a doctor's wife, you're not talking about money because money's not their motivator. So you're trying to find their motivator and talking on that issue. Does that make sense? And so you have 20 minutes. to become friends with them. And how you seal the deal is basically you're saying, okay, so when y'all start this, I'm going to be so excited to see your results, or I'm so excited to see what's going to happen for y'all. I cannot wait for you to start. Like, you're going to get your product in 3 days. Do you just want the, the Fab 4 because that's what I recommend, or would you like to add the Mega X? Will help you sleep better. So you're telling them that you're talking in terms that they've already joined, because you want them to feel like they're already a part of this. So you're not saying, well, whoever, talk to Missy because I know she invited you to this and she'll take care of you. No, I'm saying I cannot wait to see your results. I'm going to friend you right now on Facebook, and then we can be friends, and I can keep up with you because you are going to love this so much, and we're just going to be so close after this. Like, you're talking because you genuinely love people, or you wouldn't be doing Plexus and you wouldn't be a senior Ruby right now. So you like building relationships. So that's what you're doing. You're just building relationships. The thing that I noticed why I started these Zooms was I would do opportunity meetings, and I'd have 65 people show up in Kauai. Most of them were ambassadors, and if they weren't ambassadors, I couldn't get over to the potentials to talk to them before they left and went home to their husbands, and their husbands told them it was just another pyramid scheme, or it's just another diet fad, and then they didn't sign up until I followed up with them maybe 6 or 8 more times. So I found that the best use of my time was 2 or 3 people, because I can get 2 or 3 people because I bond with them. They can't leave. If you are local, if you can get 2 or 3 people to your home, oh my goodness, that's way better than a Zoom. 2 or 3 people, and then you just turn your computer. Okay, who's signing up first? Okay, I have the site up. Here you go. Pick the Fab 4. Yep. Okay, now give me your phone. This is what I do. Now give me your phone. And I line up the products because I bought products to their house, right? So I put the products in front of them. I take their phone and I take a picture of them with the products, my products. And I write, so excited to start these natural supplements called Plexus, post. And I do it from their phone. And I do that with every single person at the Sip and See. And this, guys, I've done this numerous times. So if some of y'all know Derek Nelson, he's an MMA fighter. Y'all probably see his picture. I did a meeting for his team. Coach Cuevas was there, the first male diamond. And it was at a Mexican restaurant. And I said, okay, so raise your hand if you've never done a Facebook post because you're scared. 5 people raise their hand. I said, okay, form a line right here. This is how I'm talking. Form a line right here. And I put them in front of the Plexus banner that I had. I said, okay, hand me your phone. And they're handing me their phone. And I take a picture and I say, so excited to start these natural supplements my friend Amy told me about. And I posted it. I said, okay, now was that scary? I said, do y'all see how easy this is? It is so easy. And I said, now watch. Now Derek is going to answer every question that somebody asks you in a 3-way message. And all of them, they had 12 people join their team in that week. The month before, they had 12 people the whole month. So you just have to get confident and bossy. Don't be afraid. People will tell you no, guys, but that's okay. It's okay if they tell you no. People will tell you no. When we walk into stores, we got 4 contacts yesterday at this little diner we stopped at on our way to Shelly's house. We basically tell people, we walk in and we'll say something like, hi, Shelby, I saw you get on here. We'll walk in and in the diner we'll say, hey, you have such a great personality. We want you on our team. Do you have 10 minutes on Thursday we could talk? Are you on Facebook? And this is how I'm talking. I don't even give them a chance really to answer me. Are you on Facebook? Okay, here. And I have my icon up and I'm like, are you on Facebook? Put your name in right here and I'll friend you right now. And people will not look at you and say, you're crazy. Like, you don't even know me. Why are you asking me for my to be on Facebook? People are people pleasers at heart. So they say, okay. And they put their name in your phone. I've never had somebody tell me no, ever. So just get them in Facebook. That's what you have to do, because once you get them on Facebook and they see your cute little kids and they see you're a normal person, then you can start reaching out to them. So walk up, seriously, this week, I want y'all to write that down. Walk up, go to Target, go to Food Lion, Publix, wherever you're at, and walk into the cashier and just say, hey, you have such a great personality and you're so helpful. I really want you on my team. Can I call you this week and we can talk? It'll only take about 10 minutes. It's a health company. It's made a world of difference in my family of 9's life. Are you on Facebook? Okay, here. Can you put your name? And that way we can keep in touch. And that's what I do over and over and over again. And that took our team doing these little concepts, posted on Facebook, right? And saying what I just said. I have my people practice those lines, going up to people. And so I told them, I said, if you're not adding 3 people a day to your Facebook list, then you're doing something wrong, because that's diamond speed. If you want to get diamond, then you're adding 3 people a day, new people, to your Facebook contacts or something, texting something. My husband actually does a Zoom once a week. Y'all could steal this idea. He has an email. It's like a little card, and he says, hey, I do a Zoom every Friday and I'd love to talk to you. I'm going to email you this and we'll talk on a Zoom. And so he gets their email and he sends them a Zoom link, and he follows up. And every Friday at 7 o'clock, he does a Zooms for people we meet out and about. So y'all can do that too. I think at the beginning, what you should just focus on, because this Zoom is going to be very scary to people, you're just going to go to your leaders first, your senior golds, your rubies, and say, hey, can you find me 2 people to get on a call with me? That's your ruby. You want your ruby to find 2 potentials to get on a call with you. And your senior gold to get, and you're going to do this till they see enough of these where they feel comfortable and they all do them. My leaders do 4 to 6 Zooms a day. 4 to 6 Zooms a day. That's what my leaders are doing. And they love it because now they're finally making rank. I had a senior ruby and she's been sitting there forever, and she'll hit emerald this month because she started doing these Zooms. Because to her, it was very hard for her to get out of the house with her kids. And, you know, we all have reasons we can't get out of the house. But Zooms are easy because they just have to log in. And don't make them long. If they're more than 30 minutes, you're going to lose people. Short, sweet, only the Fab 4, relating, building relationships. Don't be salesy. Don't be cheesy. You know, here's the Slim Guys Easy. Mix it in water. Drink it once a day. You're not going to have that crash. Natural energy. Move on. Here's a Probiome Bio Cleanse. Get your gut healthy. Eat a cheeseburger. You bloat up. 3 months, look like you're 2 or 3 months pregnant. Okay, you're going to have a flat belly. Like, you're talking in ways that you relate to them, you know, as you're talking about the products. So, what else do? I do training, like I told y'all, that 4-week training every week. Every month we start it. Very easy. Once it starts going, you have your leaders take a week. The reason you're getting your leaders involved is because you want your leaders to step up. The only way people grow in your team, these are golds, guys. If y'all have golds on your team, you need to be giving them tasks. You need to be saying, hey, I value your knowledge so much. Would you mind talking about a product once a week? And then we do ambassador spotlight. So I'll say something like, hey, this girl signed up 6 people this week. Y'all need to shout out to her, and we're going to be having a Zoom with her, and she's going to be giving you all of her tips. Once you give people the feeling that they're important to you and that you need them desperately because they are so amazing, they're going to work for you. And that's what you want. I don't do incentives. Lots of people do incentives all the time. I don't. I reward the people that work. So people that work on my team, I constantly praise, give things to, reward. I started doing the incentives and I realized those same people are the ones that always work. I mean, y'all probably get that too. So some people do incentives. This month I'm trying to make diamond. If you are trying to make emerald, are any of y'all going for emerald this month for convention? Odie, yay. Ron, okay, this is, so this is what we did, and you're probably doing it too. It's probably not anything new, but we're offering all white lines and all newbies $20 back if they order 100 PV or more. And I've gotten 11 people in the past week and a half to turn back on or order. And this is what I say. Hey, I'm going for the top rank in this company. I would really appreciate your support. If you place a $100 order this month, I'm giving you $20 back. So let me know if you do that. And then 2 days later, I'll write them and say, hey, did you place your order? I've got this check waiting. And then I'll message them again. Hey, I don't know if you saw the last message I sent to you, but you do not want to miss out on this because I'm giving you $20 back if you order $100. So you have the potential to reach out to these people 3 times. You know, until you get annoying, then you know when to stop. But
hey, Amy, do you do that just for your level 1s, or do you go around and go down?
I do levels 1 through 3, but I have so many people promoting this month, trying to promote, that they're stacking them. So they're also offering. So now that's $40.
Mm-hmm.
Like my senior Ruby's offering 20. And if you think about it, y'all are going to make 5 points. That's $15. So you're only spending $5. So it really is a great incentive. You just have, and you can't post it on your team page. This is where I see a lot of people failing, is they post on their team page. The people that you want don't look at your team page. So you have to personally message them. I mean, I have 2,500 people, and I could tell you almost every single line in my back office. I have my senior Rubies and Emeralds telling me they don't know who people are, and it shocks me. It should, if you don't know who your people are down to your level 7s, pretty much, then you're not looking at your back office and working your business like you should, because you should know each person, because you need, hi Amy. You should know each person because you want to know what motivates them and will bring them back, or why they're not working this business or what happened. So know your back office and work with each line. I go levels 1 through 3 and I message each line. Hey girl, I'm going for the top promotion. It can be copy and paste, but you also know the people you need to put something personal in about. But message it. It's so worth your time, guys. It is so worth your time. And if you can get on a phone call with them, just call them up and say, hey, once they hear your voice, that's way better than a message. Oh, Stephanie's on here. I can't read all these chats because I'm computer technologically.
I'll read them to you, Amy.
Just call them out to me.
Okay, so one of the questions is, how do you keep up with the new contacts to keep up with them?
Okay, so I'm a pen and paper girl. So like I just said, I don't like technology. So I actually have a pen and paper. As soon as they write, I'll write, girl from Whole Foods behind the meat counter, and I write the date. And so I have them all listed. So right now, just since we've been on the road 2.5 months. We've signed up 6 people in 2 months, 2.5 months, 6 people from random places just by following up. That's just ambassadors. So we've probably had 10 customers. So I got 3 people at Disney Campground in one day, and they're all 3 ambassadors. So all we do is we say the same lines, guys. Hey, are you on Facebook? I want to friend you so we can keep in touch. And you don't just say it, not have your phone on you, because then you're awkwardly looking for your phone, and then they have that chance to say, walk away or something. But if you have your phone, are you on Facebook? Let's stay in touch. Then you can just hand them your phone. And so that works really, really well. But, as y'all see, you probably all have a million Plexus friends. So you have to have a list or you're going to not be able to find them. So have a list somewhere and constantly be adding to that list.
I also know when you add somebody new, if you go on your Facebook and go into your friends, you can see it groups and it says recently added. So sometimes when I recently add people, I'll go through my contact list to see who I've recently added and message them from there.
That's great.
And one of the other questions is, what is the best way to convince your team the value of a Zoom? This has been a struggle for her and they're scared. From Claire Dunford.
So the reason they're scared is because they've never done it before. Every new concept is scary. So if you act confident and bold as their leader, then they'll just do it because you say, but you have to do it for them. So even like Odie, I would do yours, and you're a senior Ruby about to hit Emerald, but it's still scary, So I would say, hey Odie, can you find me 2 people this week to get on a Zoom with me? 2, 3 people. I mean, Amy's been doing them. I'm sure. Amy, what do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's really your mindset. So what I did in the beginning is I called my people, and what I did is I asked on my team page, who is not silver yet and who's ready to promote. So any person that said I am, and there was tons of people that were like me, I got on the phone and I called them and I was like, okay, here's what we have to do. And I wasn't like, well, if you want to. I was like, no, this is what works. This is what we're doing. I need you to get me 3 to 5 people. And I was nervous. Like the people who were the most resistant are the ones who've been with me a really, really long time and haven't built their business that way. But those who are just kind of starting out and they don't know, I just put it as, I want to help you. We need third-party validation. You may not have that belief yet, but I do. And so I need you to get them to talk to me. And we've really had some great success. Now, I mean, I'm still learning. I feel like I haven't had as much success as you have, Amy, but I just keep going. My thing is I get a great idea and then I'm done. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm like, ooh, another good idea. Ooh, another good idea. So I've decided I'm doing these Zoom things for at least a year, probably more. But if it hasn't been perfected yet, that's okay. I'm going to keep going. And I just keep going. So my brother's been in town. I haven't done one this week, and I'm actually like, oh, I need to do one. So usually actually, that's not true. I'm late because I just got off one. So I did one today. So anyway, I don't know. I'm not the expert. That's why I'm here. I want to keep learning. But if you have that belief and you tell people just to do it, they usually just will.
Yes, like that's what I tell everybody. Like most people are followers. Like even I am pretty bold, but I wanted to be told what to do when I joined Plexus. Like I didn't want to know what product, like I didn't want to go to a website and try and figure out what products. I wanted somebody to tell me, these are the products you take and this is what you have to do. You know, and that's easy. That's what most people want. If you just tell them, I'm going to do everything for you at the beginning until you get it. So you're not going to be nervous. You're not going to be embarrassed, because that's the number one thing I feel like is posting on Facebook and telling your friends. That's like everyone's first objection. It's like, that's it. So if you just send them those words and tell them to post a selfie, and then you tell them to get 3 people in a Zoom. I do Zooms for 1 person. I do Zooms, you know, 1 person to me is worth it. My doctor girl, I've told y'all many of times, hit Emerald in 7 months. You know, she was 1 person, you know, that I talked to. And then she brings me 1 person. That 1 person is your next Emerald in 7 months. You know, so 1 person is worth it. Just be more confident and bold, and don't fall into management mode. If you have not signed up 3 people this month, then you need to get out there and make that your goal. You have 2 weeks left in the month. Just determine, I'm signing 3 people up. You're going to walk up to everybody in every store and say, hey, I want you on my team. You have a great personality. Do you have 10 minutes this week? We can talk. That's what you're going to say. Just that. Or you're going to say, hey, and are you on Facebook? Because I can friend you, and then we can keep in touch that way. It's super easy. And you can see all my cute little kiddos as we travel the country. No one's going to say, I don't want to see your cute kiddos. You know, so you really can get people on Facebook. I end my Zooms by saying, okay, so who's ready to do this with us? You know, who's ready to do this? Like, I'm so excited for you. You're going to have the best results. I can't wait to see. I'm talking to them like they've already joined, you know, and most of them do join immediately. They're like, oh, they start telling the person that invited them, hey, Brooke, I'm going to call you right after this. Or Brooke says, hey, when we get off, I'll walk you through signing up. We don't even give them an option. Like, that's sort of what we say. Hey, when we get off, I'll call you and I'll walk you through signing up, because you're going to love it. And so you follow up by calling them right after the Zooms, the person that invited them. And these are leaders, guys. These are senior rubies. I started doing this with my leaders until they got comfortable, and now everyone's doing them. So even my silvers now call me or call their upline and say, hey, I have a girl that just joined. Let's get a Zoom going. You know, and so, but I've been doing this, like Amy was saying, this is going on my 5th month. And we went from 150 a month, and last month was 430. So just by implementing, post this on Facebook, get people together. We've had 2 Silver Star winners and now 6 Fast Start Golds just from doing the same thing. There is no difference. All we're doing, post on Facebook. And you know, we constantly, I'm telling you, if you do a sip and see, take a picture of everybody and don't let them leave without getting a picture with the products and posting on Facebook their first time. It's so effective. You just have to be more bossy. More bossy.
All right. Thank you. So Amber Ike says, is your newbie training in a different group or your team page?
A different group. So basically that 4-week of training, the only reason that's successful, you could do any training, guys. That's not a magic training. The only reason it's successful is because I do a video on Sunday night, and I say, hey guys, so excited. Y'all are in this training. We're going to work hard together. And then, so they see my face and the leaders' faces on Sunday night. And then it's on a separate Facebook page. And then every person that puts somebody in that group has to comment. And I'm getting on them if they're not. Do you know what I'm saying? And I comment, because if I'm going to take my time, it takes me almost 45 minutes a night to comment in that group. But it's worth it, because if they take their time to write a 100 contact list or to make a dream board and no one comments on that, that's sad. And that's what I've noticed in a lot of groups is there's no interaction. If you don't have that interaction, people are going to fall off because they're going to think their work doesn't matter. So I take my time to go through and say, so good on your 100 contact list. Now, how are we going to reach out to those people? Great dream board. You know, I'm traveling the country with my 7 kids. I'm building relationships, and I make my leaders build relationships, because once you get that team bond formed, it's really hard for them to fall off. So the training's not what does it. It's the bond they're forming between each other, commenting, and all the leaders commenting on people. So somebody could do their dream board and they'll have 12 to 15 comments. And that's how it should be. It should not be crickets. And so the training, if it's over, we like to keep it about 50, 60 active participants. If you go over that, y'all need to start breaking up. I mean, y'all are senior Ruby, so you'll probably have your own. You know, like I have lots of little ones now, all my leaders, and then I run one too. But we all do the same thing. And then the next week I pick a leader, and I tell that leader to pick their rock star, and they do the video. So every week, and that gives them responsibility, and it puts them in a leadership role, and it makes the people see those people as a leader. So then the leader feels like, oh, I'm a gold. I'm leading these trainings. I better step it up and, you know, do things too. So it's really good. Nobody's riding off my coattails. You know, everybody helps, and it works so nicely. Once I started handing the reins over, because I'm a controller, if you can't tell, once I started like handing the reins over and letting other people do videos and things like that and asking them, it transformed everything. I have a girl, I tell her to do a fitness video once a week. You know, hey, you're so good at fitness. Can you do a short video and I'll post it? You know, or lots of that. Just keep recognizing your people constantly. But that's the training separate group. And I think y'all all have it. Some of the videos don't work, so y'all are going to have to update those because I haven't done that yet because of compliance. Like I just found out the Kelly Norman on week 3 doesn't work.
I have a question, Amy. Couple questions. First of all, how do you do the timing of that? If you start at the beginning of the month, when do you add people? Like, do you wait until the following month, or you just add them as they come in?
No, so I don't like to add them as they come in. Some of my leaders do that, and I haven't really said don't do that because it's only like 1 or 2. But if they start at week 2, middle of week 2, week 3, they haven't formed that bond, they really need to wait till the next month.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 4 Sundays in a month. So you just start you release the video the first Sunday of the month. They have all week to do their assignments. And it's way better because, you know, like you might take your kid to soccer or Bible study and you can't work every single night. You know, some nights you just get busy, but you can double up.
So basically everybody that joins in May then starts June 1st or whatever the first Sunday is.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
And until then, you know, our job is to get people going right away.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So in between that time, it's up to you to be sending them stuff, telling them, okay, so over in 7 days, find me some people on a Zoom, get to Facebook posting. Okay, here's some videos to watch. Send your people this video. There's a real Jill Werniss. Is that her last name? Have y'all heard of her? She has a great new video out I send to people. I like that one a lot.
She might be on here. She's on here a lot.
Yeah, she has a great
on the newbie training. You start a group for the following month. You add them if they joined the prior month, and then every night you pick a night. You create these videos and hand out and give them their assignments, and then follow through each week.
Mm-hmm. You can pre-record the videos, but I just don't like that because I want to talk to that group specifically. You know, so if there's something like it's convention time, I want to talk specifically on top of the assignments, you know.
Okay. Stephanie says, do you friend request each person on your team?
Not anymore because I don't know who's on, I don't even know. Now I have 100 friend requests. If y'all send me a friend request, send me a message that says, hey, you know, I'm a senior Ruby from wherever, or I'm whatever. So I know who you are because I'm getting so many now that everybody told me I won't be able to have my team members on it. That's what y'all should think about too. Don't accept every friend request because when you get up to Diamond, you're not going to have any spots for your team members. So no, I don't friend request every team member unless I'm doing a Zoom with them or whatever.
Aubrey says, do you have these scripts typed out for your team? An example, what to send for newbies to post, what to say when setting up a 3-way chat, what to say to get them to set up a Zoom. etc. I can go back through the Zoom and write them down, but if you already have them typed, I don't want to reinvent the wheel.
So basically, I don't have anything saved, which is crazy. All my leaders do, but I'm just the type that's like, hey, so excited to start this business. You know, same 2 lines. And then the Zoom is just me. I don't even know what I'm saying on this call right now. You know how like some people like have notes and like they talk about certain things? Like I just talk. So like when I'm on Zooms, that's the problem. Like everybody's like, do you have a script for a Zoom? I don't, because the key is to read the people. And if it seems too scripted, no one's going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I tell everybody like, just feed off of your audience, your target audience. And I learned how to do that because I've always been a people person, but how do I friends and influence people? That is like, read that book. It'll teach you how to talk to people. And the more you try it, the better you're going to get.
And the more you're doing it, you're going to get more comfortable. So it's like you've said, this many of times to the point now it just rolls right off of your tongue.
Oh, I know. I have no problem talking.
I can tell you what I've been doing. Like, I don't have a script either, and I totally am a lot like you, Amy. It's a little bit different. Because when I first started doing these, I was so nervous, and I asked you, I asked Tamara Holloway, I asked everyone, like, okay, what are you doing? Because my first one, I bombed completely. So my normal self would be like, okay, that didn't work for me. But no, I was like, no, I committed a year. I will learn this. So what it's evolved into, and again, it may evolve even more. I don't know. But what I do is whenever my guest is on, I always ask them, okay, so let's say I'm going to use Amanda and Corey because that's who I see right now. I would be like, Amanda, so I'm so glad you're on this call. Are you on here because Corey forced you and you're just this awesome friend? Or what part are you interested in? So whatever Amanda says to me, that's where I'm going to go. So I always talk to her and I ask her, like, well, what are you hoping to learn tonight? So I always know where to go. And then I will share my story, and I have to work on making it a little bit quicker than I do. But I hint because all of our stories can touch on everything. If Amanda's like, you know what, I just really need to be home with my kids and blah blah, and she's telling me business stuff, I'm gonna mention my health, but I'm gonna really focus on my business story, and then vice versa. And then because there may be another ambassador or two. And I do it maybe a little bit different than you, Amy, so maybe this is what I need to change. I've been doing it with a couple of ambassadors and their teams. So I usually have like 5 to 10 guests on the call, and I just kind of ask each of them. Or sometimes I have one. It just depends. But anyway, I would say, all right, Corey, so how long have you been doing the products? And she'll tell me, and I'm interviewing her. And then she'll say, 5 years. No, I don't know, 5 months. And what have you noticed? And what are you taking? And has it helped your business? Has it helped your family financially at all? So I'll interview them. And that, to me, that helps them to keep their story short too, because they're just answering my questions. And then I'll say, Amanda, okay, so what can you relate to, what you heard tonight? What part stuck out to you or you could relate to? And then she'll tell me, that was so amazing that she said blah, blah, blah. And I would say, that is so awesome. I cannot wait for you to try these products. You have to do this. And I'm so bold about that. And I can be bold for my team, because they're going to be awkward. They're not going to be like, you have to join me, but I could say it for them. So I'll say, okay, Corey, whatever you do, Amanda, whatever you do, you need to go ahead and call her tonight, and you need to do this. This is going to change your life. If I'm wrong, get your money back by all means, but I'm not wrong. Like, you have to do this. It's going to change your life. And when I have that boldness, almost always they end up doing it. So that's just the way I twist it. And then in my story, I mention, I know it seems like a miracle, and I'll say that in the beginning. It's going to seem like a miracle, but it's not. It's blood sugar, gut health, inflammation. We are getting to root causes. So I'll say that before they hear the testimonies. So that seems to be the way that we always, I don't know if that helps you guys, but that's what helps me. I interview my people, share my story, interview my ambassador, and then I ask the guests how they can relate, and then I tell them to do it. So
that's exactly right. The only thing I noticed when I had more than one ambassador on there was if only one person came or 2 people came, it wasn't that, it felt overwhelmed, like there were more of us than them almost. So as long as they don't know, I think that might be the key, but like how to do it. That's exactly how she said it is exactly right. You have to ask those key questions to know where to go.
So I have a question for you guys. So, you know, your boldness, is that something that people are, not everybody's that bold naturally. They don't have those kind of skills. You know what I mean? It's sort of a skill set. Are you finding that by modeling it, that your team members are actually developing the skill set?
Oh
Or
yeah.
to coach them even more? Yeah?
Yes. Like, oh, all my team is super bold now. Like I have a girl that used to get in the fetal position when she had to do a meeting. Like, I'm not kidding you. She would throw up afterwards every time she had to do a meeting. And she is like, she's the one that's going to go emerald. And she is so bold now. I mean, she just tells people straight out, like, you need this business. How can I make this work for you? I'm willing to do it. I mean, she's just very bold. And so once my team realized, like, being bold is where it's at, because if you're not bold, you seem hesitant. So there's no in between with a multi-level marketing company. Or unstable because your phone's ringing. Does that matter?
And honestly, Dawn, I wasn't super bold before. And I tell people that, like, as your passion grows, then your boldness grows. Like, I'm always afraid to hurt people's feelings. So even though I'm pretty outgoing, I was never like, do this. But now, and it is because I'm listening to Amy, and Melissa Eichenhorst has that in her. Like, I really listened to the way that she would do meetings, and you could hear, like, oh man, she's making a lot of promises there. What if she's wrong? But when I got that out of my head, like, she's not wrong. This will work, you know, like, it's your belief. And you've got to constantly be growing that. Even still, I have to constantly grow that.
Okay.
And there's also one more there. Okay. So also when you're signing people up, I meant to tell y'all this, like, if you sign them, if you tell people from the get-go, which I'll probably already do, but we tell everybody, if you're not willing to give this 3 to 6 months, then this might not be the product for you. That's what I say to everyone. If you're not willing to give this 3 to 6 months, then this might not be the product for you. And I tell everybody that. The girl that hit Emerald at 7 months, I was just telling Shelly earlier, she hit Senior Ruby. She had 1 white line. Never seen it in my life. How do you have 1 white line as a Senior Ruby? What she did, and what I have took from her, how she does things, is she works with her people all the time on the phone. Her ambassadors. She treats her ambassadors like they're customers. So she says, you know, how's the products working for you? To her ambassadors. I was always like, if they sign up, like, I'm just pushing them with the business, you know, like, they should get the products. You know, I'm not working with them on product, how they take their products. But think about it. We were most people sign up as a customer pretty much just for the cheaper cost. So you have to work with those ambassadors to make sure they're taking their products right, to make sure everything's good. So she keeps her people on. So 1 white line is a Senior Ruby because she was following up with her ambassadors like she would her customers. How's it going? Are you drinking your water? You know, remember, you have to, and they only sign people up. I think I told Amy with the Fab 4. So if you look at their back office, it's the welcome pack and then 27 extra PV all the way down. Every newbie, 27 PV. They sign everybody up with the Fab 4. And what they say is it's going to be $165. And that's just, and they don't apologize about it. They don't say, well, you know, like what I used to say is get the triplex combo. If you can afford it, add the X Factor. That was I always said that. Now I just say, okay, it's going to be $165. That's for the 4 products you're going to take. It's going to take care of everything. It's the best way to go. It's what I take every day. And that's just what I say now. So we're trying to get everybody on the Fab 4. And the reason we do that is because y'all know that it makes everything more absorbable to your body, and more people have better results with the Fab 4 than they do with the triplex. So Fab 4 all the way. People will spend it. I spend $150 on a shake every month. A shake, you know, and that's Shakeology for you right there. So just don't be apologetic over price. People buy what they want to buy. That's why people all have Coach purses when they can't afford it. So just keep that in your mind. People buy what they want to buy. So I don't know. What else do y'all have?
I don't know if you answered Sabrina's question. Do you have majority of them signed as ambassadors? I don't know if she meant by customers. Sabrina, you want to speak to that question?
Sorry. On like the Zooms, when you're doing those Zooms with the potentials, I know going back to qualifying people, obviously we're not going to sign up if they want to slim, but if it's someone that's going for the Fab 4, because that's what we always recommend, do you just sort of, play it by ear, or what are your thoughts?
I have like no customers hardly. I mean, seriously, I'm not kidding you, because all of mine, I do everybody as ambassadors pretty much, but I do believe in qualifying, and I do believe you shouldn't just sign everybody up that, especially when they say, I don't want this business at all. I mean, I said that, and I've got numerous people, but if I can push, I just push and ask questions. Like, I know you don't want this, but do you have like a sister or cousin or something that'll buy, because it can help you get your products cheaper, and you make commission off your own products. So I never do retail. So I only push ambassador, but if I notice that they're really bucking it, like they're just, no, I'm never going to do this. No, I don't want this at all. Then I'll say, well, you can be a customer. Like I'm telling them, well, you can be a customer, but I really don't push customers at all. She was telling me, Shelly's like, you're like Kristen Abart. Y'all know who she is? She only pushes ambassadors too. And her husband are double diamond. So it works for us. And I don't know how your team trains, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes because you're all on different teams, but I will tell you this. I signed my husband up at gold. I have 36 level 1s, but I have not signed anybody under me in over a year. So my husband has about 80 something level 1s. I think once you have your husband or your spouse and then two other people going, then everyone should be going under your husband, because it makes sense financially. A lot of jewels do not push this, so I don't want to step on toes. They say you get to diamond before you sign your spouse, and I would already be a diamond if my spouse was not underneath me. But I don't care about the title as much as I care about the double income. So I would tell y'all, financially, it makes sense to have your spouse under you and you work his team. And this is what I've heard a lot too. I've heard people say, well, my spouse doesn't want to work it. But why does that matter? Like, you're going to sign that person under you or them anyways, and you're going to work with them regardless. So treat you and your husband as one team. He doesn't need to work it. My husband didn't work this until after he retired. I still worked with his people the same as I did with mine. We just got 10 points off of them instead of 5. So work hard to, so many people say, well, I'm not doing this for my husband. He needs to work it. And I'm thinking, what? That is like not smart financially. What are you talking about? If you have the same bank account, it's 10 points, so, and you work the way up. So I tell everybody to sign their spouse only if they have 2 or 3 really good people working, also running with it. Don't encourage your golds as soon as they hit gold to sign their spouse. That's like, your points are going down, your levels are going down, and it's not going to be beneficial for them if they have no one else working it. They have to have somebody else working it, 2 or 3 other legs going. But y'all are at do you realize what rank y'all are at? Like most of y'all, some of y'all are already jewels, but like, y'all are about to double your pay. Like, double your pay. Do you know how crazy that is? Like, so if you are like thinking about this and you're like, man, this is so much work, and I'm pedaling my wheels, Odie back there like stretching because she's like, oh, like, do this. Like, I don't care what you have to do this. If you're on 7 Zooms a day and that's your life, if you're staying in front of the computer, staying up till midnight, I do that. You need to do that. You're jumping to almost $10,000 a month in Alexis. The rank after that, you jump again. You double. So you can tell people, I just got a $10,000 a month raise. Okay? And then you make it again, and then you double again. So y'all, if you are thinking, I work too hard, I'm so busy, sacrifice. I know y'all are because you're already senior Ruby, but sacrifice. Do whatever it takes. Call people. Get on the phone every day and start calling people. Just call. Calling is the best way, and talk to them on the actual phone, not on Facebook Messenger. Actually use the phone. I know, I hate the phone. That's one of my worst. I don't even like to answer the phone when it rings. But that is how you're going to get people. Get them on the phone. And then do these Zooms, guys. I know they're scary, but this week you should all have 2 or 3 people on a Zoom with you. Call your leader that will listen to you. Call your leader and say, hey, you're a gold. You have 2 people you can get on a Zoom with me. You're not going to have to even say anything. You just have to invite them and I'll talk. Just like Amy's saying. It's so easy once you bomb the first couple.
Yeah. Hey guys, I just want to share something because I actually have to go do a preschool pickup, but I just implemented something. I got the idea from a senior Ruby, Elizabeth Credno, that's doing it, and it's really working well. So I thought before I went, I would share with everybody on the call. So it's, you know how we always are trying to get our white lines and we say, oh my goodness, resurrecting the dead is like grueling. We've tried everything from, I've given $20 incentives, you know, product giveaways. Okay, so I'm worn out personally on giving them things to come back. This is a brilliant idea. So what we're doing is we're reaching out to all of our inactives and we're doing the Belly Buster Challenge. You guys have probably seen it. Maybe some of you guys are doing it. But it's just going to our inactives and saying, hey, I know you've tried the products before. Maybe you didn't get the results you wanted. Whatever the case may be, have that conversation. We're doing this Belly Buster Challenge. It's 2 weeks. And all you have to do is purchase Slim and 2 packets of the P96. And we're going to do the challenge for 2 weeks. We're going to tell you how to do it. We're going to give you recipes. We're going to give you health tips. Let's you know, summer body ready. That's sort of the take on this thing. Let's get you ready for your bathing suit. And you guys, I just copy pasted the other night. I probably sent out 30 messages. I've gotten over within 2 days 10 inactives placing orders. They're placing their own orders. Therefore, I don't have to give them anything. So anyway, it's just, to me, I'm just really excited about it because it's a way to get those people rolling without us having to give away the farm.
So I saw that last night. I actually got added because Lynn Loophole Allen, who will go diamond this month also, she put her people in it. And I was like, I don't want to do anything like that. Like when I hear that, it makes me instantly cringe to put people in another group, message people, blah, blah. She told me she's gotten 7 back from that also. Because it's coming up on summer. And so guys, the group's already there. If your upline hasn't added you, I think it's called Belly Buster Challenge, right? You can find, and there's 1,000 people in it. And they do everything for you because I was like, I'm not doing another thing. No way. But I looked at it last night. And so if you do have them, I think, Dawn, that is a great idea because I looked at it last night because Lynn told me. And I know Lynn got all those people back too. So that's,
I don't know if it's the same. Yeah, you're right. It is this one. We had it. I was with Julia Brown this past weekend at a training. Craigno told us about it. We're like, let's just do it. And all of a sudden the thing is just blown up out of the water. But it's really cool because there's enough people, enough leaders in it adding to it. There's a lot of interaction. Anyway, and I'm reserving it just for my inactives. So I have a good handle on who my people are so I can really work with them. And then what I've done is asked I have a senior goal to do it for our team. So I'm actually kind of passing it down. So we're going to do another smaller one amongst our team for my ambassadors to add their inactives. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
May 31st. That's the day it starts. I think that's our member Corey wrote too, right?
That's right. So we're
May
pushing this thing for the 31st.
Hey, Dawn, I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How many levels down did you go reaching out to inactives?
I just did my level 1s.
Okay.
I just did my level 1s. Now because I just kind of threw it out there. Honestly, it was like, you know how we sometimes just throw darts against and we're like, okay, if it hits, it hits. You know what I mean? If it sticks, it sticks. So, you know, it took me 20, 30 minutes to copy paste, like 30, 35 messages. And then it was like, bam, people were coming out. I had inactive ambassadors who I thought were so done with this business coming back and saying, you know, I've been thinking about it and I was just having a hard time logging on. I can't get a lot of people are still, like a lot of our inactives are still struggling with our back office and they don't know their password. They don't know their, you know, and I didn't know. That's, you know, not my fault for not knowing, but it's opening up a lot of doors for those conversations.
Hey, Dawn, will you post maybe on our Emerald page so we could copy and paste?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Okay, guys, so I know y'all have to go. I know Dawn's saying she has to go too. So this is Shelly, and you know, she's the first diamond in Pennsylvania. So I was like, you have to get on and talk to these people because she's like inspired me so much because she homeschools and she has a lot of kids and she finds time to do this. So I thought y'all might want to hear her tips real quick.
Oh, goodness. I don't know if I have tips right now off the top of my head. My brain I've been thinking all night long about the things that Amy has said to me yesterday, some of the stuff that she said to you today. So I'm so excited. I feel like I'm at a place where I really need to simplify. And so I love all the stuff you said about just, you know, not trying to reinvent the wheel and do everything you hear someone else mention. Because I'm almost due with my 5th baby, like 2 weeks. And so I just love all the tips, the Zoom calls. It's going to be stretching for me as a diamond. Sometimes I feel like I have to step into that diamond role now.
Yeah.
It's like I have the title, but I don't always feel like I'm there. So, yeah, I'm excited. And I'm really excited to help my team grow because I actually don't have any jewels under me. And so really, really wanting to see some of them with me in Hawaii and just having it grow for them as well. So I think the Zooms will be awesome.
Isn't that exciting, guys? Like, she has no jewels under her, and she's
I was getting ready to just ask that. I was like, you're a diamond and have no jewels under you, so
she's the worker.
Yeah, what did your journey look like to get to that point, to not have jewels under you?
I don't know. I have 53 level 1s, and of course they're not all active or workers at all, but I have enough of them, I guess. And then I went from, I started working it in April 2 years ago. So I went from silver to emerald in a year, and then from emerald to diamond I went diamond in March this year, so that was almost another year. So it took a while, but I don't know.
That's not a while. There's nothing a while about that. That's incredible. So what are do you have senior rubies?
I have one senior ruby and another ruby who's almost senior ruby.
Wow.
And then 2 other rubies who are not close to senior ruby.
That's awesome. So a little bit personally, like I have been pushing for emerald the last 2 months, and I feel like I'm a little hamster on a wheel. I mean, this journey is some days it's like you're having this, this mindset game, like to push, not to push. Like maybe I'm not ready. Is this God telling me, what do I need to do? And it's just, I work with mostly my outside leg. And so I don't have, like my husband and another friend of mine is a gold. So I have another senior ruby who's pushing for emerald, but I work with a lot of my outside leg. That's my struggle. So sometimes I don't know where to like put my focus. It's like you're being torn in so many different directions and how to go to hit your next promotion.
Okay, I gotta stop you, Odie, because you're saying you're working with your outside leg. You didn't say you're working for yourself, and that's where you're stalling out. So you don't need to work with them as much. Stop working and thinking about what they're doing and just do yourself. Okay, so that sounds crazy, but my husband I felt like he was on a hamster wheel too, because I was like, why are these people, I'm trying to work with his people, get him going. And then I was like, this is dumb. Like I signed up 3 people that month when I got that concept where, I need to personally be doing it and looking for new people. I signed up 3 people that month. He went from senior gold to sapphire back to back because I signed up 3. It's a numbers game. So stop trying to work with the people that you have that team going, the senior ruby, she's going, leave her alone, let her do her own thing, help her where she needs it. And then the other people, like your husband and the other person you mentioned, let them go, help them as much as you can, but stop putting your effort into that. Put your effort into new people because you're managing. Don't think, I just got to get a new training going or I have to get this going. Just think, I'm going today to find 3 new people.
And I think, that's what's exciting too, because I can fall into that too with wanting to help my, rubies and senior rubies rank up. But I don't, it doesn't energize me. I want to help them where they need me. But when I think about me working and going and getting 3 new people, that's what's so energizing to me because I can actually do it. I'm not trying to make someone else do it.
Thank you. I probably needed to hear that.
And can I just add to that? So I was kind of falling into that management mode because I have a lot of girls that want it and all that good stuff. Never mind. But lately I have some really good prospects that have just joined and it's re-energized my runners. Okay, never mind. He was quiet the whole time. So, but me working my business, that shows my runners oh my gosh, we got to do this because now all of a sudden we're not going to be her runners. You know what I mean? I need to work my business. Now that they know, I'm not relying on them to get me there,
if you're not welcoming people in your team page as a leader, I'm so excited to welcome this person to our team. You're not, I mean, remember when you first started and you were doing that, it was like this game. Like, I mean, when I first started, I was like, oh my goodness, welcome this person, welcome this person. I was so excited because all these people, that's a pride thing, but all these people were seeing me welcome 7-8 people a week, you know? And then I just like fell off. And I was like, oh, it's just normal. I've been working this business long. I've reached out to the people too many times. And, you know, I've contacted all my people. Y'all are just new. That's how you're getting everybody. But that's not true. It's just we start managing and thinking, well, how can I get my senior Ruby to do this? How can I get my Ruby to do this? How can I get this person motivated? You can't. Like, you can just be there for them and help them. But once you start signing people, you're going to freak out how fast you go because it's a numbers game. Hi, Rachel. It's a numbers game. You'll get like 1 or 2 people that see the vision like you do, Odie, and you're going to go from this despondent sort of like, I'm running on a wheel to, oh my goodness, I can't keep up. It's so amazing. Like, it's just going. Like, I never would have thought I would go this quickly. But I got 3 people under my husband that the same month, senior Ruby, Emerald, senior Gold in the same month.
Well, I'll just add to that. You know, I love John Maxwell. The 21 Laws is like my Bible, but that's the law of attraction. It's kind of like the law of attraction and the law of the lid combined, where you will attract the people that are to your caliber. You will never attract somebody that's kind of over. So we as leaders have to constantly be in motion and movement and leading so we can attract those people because of that lid, the law of the lid. You know, you're only going to get people that are to your level and below. Makes sense? So totally good advice, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm not sure what your time is looking like. I know Dawn has to run. If there's anybody that wants to ask the last minute question. We good? Dawn, you want to go ahead and wrap it up?
There's so many sounds good on here. Why aren't y'all talking? I need to learn. This is the key, like, to growth. I'm telling you, like, I know a lot of y'all on here and I'm like, man, I can learn from so many of y'all. And that is the key to Plexus. It is not like me talking. It is like what I've learned from people like Rachel, Stephanie Huntley. Like, it's been long, you know, man, like people that are amazing in this business. And like, that's how you learn, is by taking everybody and figuring it out, where we all talk to each other. I tell everybody, why doesn't everybody open up team pages and open up like all this stuff? I mean, Amanda, I think you're on my team page, because then we just all steal from each other as leaders and we don't have to come up with our own stuff that takes away from us growing ourselves personally in this business.
Yes.
So like, anything y'all ever need, I mean, I get super busy just like y'all, but yeah, let's just all help each other as much as possible and like brainstorm.
I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people like this call, is because we do brainstorm and share ideas with each other, because not everybody has the relationships that they wish they had, maybe with their uplines or in their downline. So I feel that a lot of us support and encourage each other, because at the end of the day, that's what keeps us going, like you said. You know, so I greatly, you know, it's so nice for you to come in here, because some of us are still trying to figure it out. Like you said, like, I'm like, all right, now it's time for me to get a training in place. You know, you feel like you need to do all those things because I'm out of order. Like, there's no organization, or we're trying to put ourselves in this, you know, manager mode, because now we are leading. But then now at the end of the day, it's like you're saying, stick to the basics, be consistent, and continue to grow your own business, because at some point we do fall off and start focusing on our team and stop growing our own.
So when Rachel, for example, when Rachel posts a training next month, don't change it. And then when Stephanie posts a training next month, don't change yours. So that's going to be the key. Okay. Right. So like, don't change your training every month because you hear me speak and you think, oh my goodness, Amy's growing. We've got to do what she does because we're going to grow like her. You're not going to grow like me. The only reason I grew this way is because I go out and get people. It's a numbers game. I could do a junkie training. You know what I mean? I could do, as long as you're signing people that see the vision. Okay, so just keep signing and keep signing. Yeah, I'll kind of add to that too. I think, you know, we get stuck in that sort of distracted by what other people are doing. Figure out your strength zone. Like, to figure out where you strike best and know it and own it. Because you know what? The things that Amy is
her strike zone might be different than Claire's. Because I've certainly run into that too, where I put together something I thought was great, then I saw somebody else's that was like, oh my gosh, maybe hers is better. Then try that and was like, this doesn't feel right for me because it's just not it's not my thing. So figure out our strengths. Oh, I'll add one more thing too, because of when we started this back in September, some of my leaders on my team, like my Rubies and Senior Goals, sort of heard about it, knew about it. And it's kind of cool because they're doing the same thing now. Like they've gone out and filed sidelines that were Senior Golds and other Rubies, and they're doing calls like this now too. So it's a duplicatable model. And I know for me, these have been huge for growth. Absolutely huge for growth, because it's new ideas. It's new. It makes you feel, you'll leave this call with so many awesome ideas and feel so energized. And that's what, it's so easy to get on an island. So this is good stuff.
I live on an island. So, so customer welcome letter. Somebody, I just saw that on chat pop up. You should send a customer welcome letter and a ambassador welcome letter to everybody that joins your team. You know that, right? Customer welcome letter, ambassador welcome letter. The thing we changed up is we have a video on ours now. And that is so awesome. People love it because it's just a short video. So when you send your email, aloha, don't say welcome to the team. People won't open it. They don't really, So you just put aloha or so, whatever you want to put. And then a video starts playing when they push it. I don't know how y'all can figure this out. My husband did it. But it's less than 4 minutes. It's me and my husband. Hey, so glad you joined our team. I'm Amy Paulus, my husband Eric. We wanted nothing to do with multi-level marketing. And that's how we started. Because they need to hear you say that like right away pretty much so they can relate. So find something relatable. But this has changed our life. And we do our health and business testimony, less than 3-4 minutes, and it is huge. I send a welcome letter to all my levels. I want all my levels to know me, but I will tell you this. I am so against a newbie signing up and being put into a million team pages. I don't want my people, I don't want a level 3 or 4 or 5 in my team page unless they're runners. So what I want is I want a newbie to sign up and be put into one page, their leaders page, their direct leaders page, whoever that first one is that has a page. And then when they establish themselves as the 20%, like all of us, and can handle more groups, then I let them, they can go in any other groups. But the reason for this is newbies get confused. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. And they're being overwhelmed with Plexus. And then how can my leaders steal my stuff and post it in their page? They're using their time, again, to manage instead of signing people up. So I post in my group, and I want them to steal all my stuff so they don't have to reinvent it. Does that make sense? If they're in 4 or 5 pages, they're seeing it posted in my group, the next group, the next group, the next group. So do what y'all want, but I've noticed since I stopped that, where I just made it very simple, put that newbie in one group, everybody's getting it, and they're not confused with groups anymore, where what group am I in? What am I supposed to be posting in? So that helped a ton, because it really is a pride thing if you're wanting everybody in your group almost, because you want them to know who you are. People say, well, I want them to know I'm their upline. Well, I get that, but you don't want to be established as the leader. You want the person directly above them to be established as the leader, right? Because you don't want to be working for a level 7 that gives you $3 a month when you have 7 kids running around. You want to establish yourself like that your time is important, because we all get that, where we want to feel like, man, they really need me. But that's not important, because that means you're not duplicating yourself to your leaders. So I'm sure y'all all get that. But thank y'all for having me.
Awesome, guys. This is great. You guys have a great week. And I just posted the sample message. So Sabrina put the belly buster thing in there, and the Emerald Rockstars, I posted the message. So let's go. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you, Dawn.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.